What up, everyone? This is Mr. Lord, Dr. Professor, Dark Joker, here with another edition of Traditional Fans with Opinions, where I'll give my reviews for whoever I watched, read, or played today. And who are Traditional Fans with Opinions? That is myself, and that is you, the viewers. With all that being said, on with the reviews. Lazarus, episode 13 and full series. So, this episode's titled The World Is Yours, which is a song by a rapper named Nas. I think that's how it's pronounced, from his debut album, Illmatic in 1994. So I guess apparently it's considered to be one of the best hip hop songs ever done. I don't know. I don't listen to, I'm not a big rap fan, so I wouldn't know. Anyway, so as far as this episode is concerned, um, Axel deciphers a message he was sent as it's a challenge from Soryu. Then he gets out of the clinic. And then Abel arrests Schneider for basically making a bioweapon using Hapna, and he frees Hirsch, who goes to find Skinner. And so Axel and Soryu have one final fight, and in the Babylonia Tower, and it ends when Soryu's crushed to death by debris when the tower collapses. Then Chris gets Axel, then the whole team assembles at the homeless camp to confront Skinner. And basically, it's revealed that Skinner knew about the bioweapon that was being made, and basically he was trying to smuggle out a sample, but then Delta Force confronted him at the Schiphol airport, and basically the sample released, killed a bunch of people, but all the Lazarus members survived the incident, and that their survival made them immune to Hapna. And basically, and so Skinner says that incident caused him to lose faith in humanity, and he wonders if the world is worth saving. Axel says the world is very flawed, but there's some stuff worth protecting. So Skinner decides to give the team the formula for the cure to Hapna before he dies of poisoning from the Hapna. And so Abel gives all the Lazarus members pardons, and that which was done through executive order by the president. And then he offers them the choice to work together to help save the world or not, and they all agree to stay. And then the cure is distributed and mass produced, so basically the world's saved. So yeah, it's definitely a very anticlimactic ending. It's very one fight basically in the beginning, and then basically a conversation with Skinner. I mean, Skinner's not necessarily a combat person, so it makes sense there wouldn't be too much fighting with that. But yeah, a lot of the fighting was done, I guess, the last episode to help set up this finale. But yeah, overall, I thought it was a decent finale. It's almost to basically now it is very Deus Ex Machina, but so it does establish, I guess, the entire team was chosen because they were immune to Hapna. So it establishes that. And overall, I thought it was a decent finale. You know, every all plot points are closed. Yeah, I thought it was decent conclusion. It's definitely not as far as the series goes, it's a decent series. It's definitely not uh Shinichiro Watanabe's best work. That would be Cowboy Bebop, and it's not even close. This would be like a 70%. This show is a 70%, I would say. But I would say it was a decent show. The show was fine. My only issue, and it's not to do with the show, has to do with uh, I don't know who's to blame for it. I don't know if it's Sola. I don't know if it's Watanabe. I don't know if it's Warner Brothers. It might be Warner Brothers. The freaking release schedule. So here's like, as far as the show goes, the show's good. It's a good show. It's a decent show. I have no issue with it. It's actually decent. It's decent. It's not the best, but it's a decent show. Now, as far as the release schedule was one of the most retarded things I have ever seen. Like Ninja Kamui released subbed and dubbed at the same time. Rick and Morty anime, if that shouldn't even been called anime, but that released subbed and dubbed at the same time on streaming. Now on cable, that was not the case, but for this one, they did not release these on the like subbed and dubbed the same time on streaming. You had to wait like a little while for the the subbed version. Like all the spoilers are out there. So and thing is, the subbed versions were already in Japan and all that the same day as dub was in the U.S. So they didn't do simultaneous release. I don't know why they prioritized the dub. I'm sorry, like it's a dub. Like it's a dub. It's second rate. It's second class. A dub is second class. All right, it's just a fact. It's a dub. Like the voice actor, I'm sure the voice actors maybe do somewhat of an effort in the dub. I don't know. I don't listen. I don't watch the dub because it's a dub. It's not Ghost Stories. If it's a Ghost Stories dub, I would watch it, but it's not this ain't Ghost Stories. All right, if it's not Ghost Stories, I'm not watching the dub. That's just a fact. All right, and they prioritize that release. Like, like it. Zaslav cannot be that retarded. Like, okay, actually, he can be. I mean, this is the guy who removed a bunch of Looney Tunes stuff from Max, which recently got changed back to HBO Max. Yeah, good job, Zaslav, wasting a bunch of money on logo changes. Freaking retard. I mean, this is a guy who will not distribute a Looney Tunes feature film. He sold both of those to catch up with The Day the Earth Blew Up being a fantastic movie. So far, still, I don't think it'll stay the same. I think Demon Slayer is going to be the best movie of the year, but so far, as far as movies that have released in the US this year, Day the Earth Blew Up is the best movie of the year. Zaslav did not want to release that. He sold it to catch up because he didn't want to release it because he doesn't respect animation. And I wonder if that's why he did this release schedule. Because I don't know if Ninja Kamui, if he, I can't remember if he was in charge when that when that released in the U.S. Like, I don't know. Like, so yeah. So Ninja Kamui was 2024, and Zaslav became CEO of Warner Brothers Discovery in in whenever the merger happened, which was uh 2022. So so he was around with Ninja Kamui and with the Rick and Morty anime. So okay. And he was involved with both the changing from HBO Max to Max, which I know also they should just call it Warner Brothers Discovery or Warner Brothers Max. That would just been better. Like have the Warner Brothers anyway. But no, like I don't understand. Like just he wouldn't freaking like he wouldn't yeah, and he wouldn't freaking like release the subbed version the same time as the dub. I mean, I don't know whose decision it was. I honestly don't know. It may not have been Zaslav. It may have been someone below. It probably was someone below. Honestly, I don't think Zaslav knows what this is because I doubt he watches anime. I don't know. He might. I hope he does. I hope he's a fan. I hope he's an actual fan. And I hope he does not make this mistake again by delaying the subtitle release. because I'm sure that hurt the ratings of this show. Because newsflash, most anime fans watch the subbed versions. That's just a fact. Most of the people who watch dubs are a lot of people who watch dubs are normies, and a lot of them are not watching. We're not like it's just a fact. Most people watch those anime fans watch subbed. All right, you should know that just from a marketing standpoint, from a money standpoint, you should have the subbed version. And I guarantee they had access to it. So they should have put it on Max with like the same time as the dub. They should have released it. Like they should have. Like it's just retarded. They're like they should have never done this. They should have like really. I mean, that might be dumber than Netflix's binge model nonsense. Like it is dumber. Yeah, no, it is dumber because it that release isn't marketed. The delayed sub release isn't marketed as much as a Netflix binge model. It's they hurt the reins of the show by delaying the sub release. I guarantee it would have had higher ratings if they had released the sub version the same time as the dub. I absolutely guarantee it. But no, the Warner Brothers Discovery decided to be a bunch of retards and delay it. They say, "Oh, prioritize the dubs." I'm like, it's an anime. Release it in Japanese. Just do that. Don't make that mistake again. Don't do that to Ninja Kamui for season 2 and 3. Don't freaking do that. And don't do it for any other anime they do. They do. Like they shouldn't. Like, gosh, these freaking retards. Like, this is a good show, but Warner Bros. Discovery really hurt themselves by delaying the sub release. And, you know, they decided to be a bunch of freaking retards over this, and that's their fault. I have no sympathy for them getting low ratings because of that. So, I mean, I don't know what the ratings are. I don't have the numbers, but I think the ratings were significantly hurt by this release style, like by a lot. And screw them for that. You know, they should they should learn from this mistake. They should. I hope they do. I sincerely hope they learn from this mistake and don't do that again. Release a subtitle at the same time as the dub. This is the only time they didn't do it. Hopefully they learn not to do this bull crap again. Like, don't do it. Like, and yeah, I'll also say for some of your Godzilla movies, get the subtitle versions as well as the dubs. Just do that. Just, as well. Like really for anything that's from another country, have both the subbed version and if you want a dub, fine, but get the subbed versions as well for anything that comes from outside the United States. At least have it in its original language. That should just be common policy for any streaming service to not be so freaking retarded. I mean, streaming, granted, retardation is very common with a lot of streaming services these days, just as Disney Plus. I mean, with some of the stuff they release. But yeah, good show, terrible release model. The Water Magician, episode 2. So in this one, this guy named Abel, like basically is stranded on the island. Basically, his entire crew is smugglers, and well, they're all dead. And well, Rio saves him, helps him get back to health, and then they basically do some exploring. And then like basically Rio does a lot of training. We see like how like each of them fight. So Abel's more of like a combat type character, while Rio is Like it's more magician type, and then basically like yeah, I thought this was basically it's just this little like just it's just like kind of all over the place with a lot of like explorations, a lot of training, and so also it's shown Rio is very strong, and like Abel is kind of like shocked about it, and I guess how Rio talks is different to Abel, and then basically obviously Rio hasn't been around people. He obviously he's gonna see things differently than like Abel has. Yeah, overall, I thought it was a good episode. The humor was there, was good. The fact that Rio's so overpowered, just and how Abel reacts to it is kind of funny. And yeah, so overall, I thought this was a good episode. Obviously, it's gonna start off a lot of building, with Rio starting to learn a lot more about the world as he's starting to meet people, and then yeah, so thought this was a good episode. Looking forward to the next one. Dr. Stone, Season 4, Episode 13. So in this one, we see a flashback with Zeno meeting Stanley for the first time as like when they were both kids. And basically what happened is Zeno built a machine gun and like Stanley helped calculate the position of like his target. And then and then so and then what Zeno offers to like, you know, share some like his science knowledge with Stanley, and basically that leads like their long time partnership. Then we get to the present where Zeno wakes up. Then he starts helping Senku and figuring out the mystery of the petrification beam, like the first one. And while Zeno's basically a hostage on Senku's ship, and they're like running from like Stanley's forces on the way to South America, where the beam originated. And then so on like the in America on the coast, so Matsukaze is wounded, and basically he's taken as a hostage to the medical bay, where Ginro happened to be hiding. Then Stanley tries to interrogate Matsukaze about the whereabouts of the advance party. Matsukaze doesn't answer, but since he's about to be executed, since Matsukaze is about to be executed, Ginro, not wanting him to die, blurts the location. And so Senku, Zeno, and Chrome, they use these bubbles and a glow model to find the exact location of the petrification bee, figuring out that it's in somewhere in the Amazon rainforest. And so that's what's leading up to the next episode, where they're going to start heading towards the Amazon rainforest. So yeah, I really like this episode. The science stuff was great. Zeno was awesome. His interactions with Senku were great. The whole bubble thing was just hilarious. Then you have Chrome's reaction to it. Then you have Kawaku's reaction to it. And then I thought it was freaking funny. So yeah, I thought it was a really good episode. Looking forward to the next one. And that's it. Did y'all like the stuff I reviewed? And if you have your own opinions about all that, you put all that in the comments. Thank you for watching, and like, subscribe, and all that. And look forward to the next video.